Happy 100th video! Hello everyone, it's me Aqua, and today, as my 100 video special, I am going to put my Nendoroids in this case that I've had for a while because I've just moved and feel confident putting it up in a clear space. It doesn't look like much yet, but this is my hobby room. I have claimed it for my various hobbies such as knitting. I'll give a better tour once, it's not chaos, but there's my Etsy shop stuff. There's fabric and sewing stuff under there. The closet has my cosplays, and in front of the closet, there is a ton of boxes full of Nendoroids. And that's what I'm going to be unpacking today. Also, don't be deceived by the fact that it's really clear over here. I just took all of that out so I would have space. Also, I'm still working on arrangement of everything with the boxes. So, those are going to be out there until I'm done putting my Nendoroids away. Okay, let's get started. I've got a vacuum box here holding a lot of Nendoroids, so I thought we could start with this. This is for a cosplay, as is this. So, I got it in one of the Nendoroid boxes. Alright, well maybe I can just empty out everything that's in here and maybe sort it, because I was thinking different things could be on different shelves. Like I think I'll have a shelf just for trigger Nendoroids, maybe this one. Maybe a shelf for magical girls, that could be this one. I'm not sure any other Nendoroids that I have because I have a lot. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and unpack this box and sort them by those different categories. Okay, so I'm going to sort it even more. I don't think I'm going to display anything with the dress up at this time. So I'll just make a little pile over here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll be honest, you guys are on a shelf right now, so I can't totally tell what you can and can't see, but whatever. I don't think I'm going to display these at this point because they're just clothes. There's a Nendoroid that there will probably be a time where I look at those and say, oh, time to display something like that. I've got my Umaru minifigures. I have my Madoka. So I'll put the minifigures together until they get a pile of their own. And I have a set that I still need to review, so I'll put that over here too. Can't display stuff I haven't reviewed yet. In fact, I'm not even going to show Nendoroids in this video that I have reviewed, but I haven't posted videos of yet, which aren't many, but still. Not sure if you can see my various precarious piles, so there they are. This being the most precarious of all, there's a fly in here. I'm going to try and capture the fly and get it out, and then I'm going to get back to sorting. I might start over sorting. I have now taken out all the Nendoroids out of their boxes. I have ate some chocolate and got myself prepared to reorganize all of this, and I feel much more confident in the fact that I will need an entire shelf just for magical girls alone. With that all being said, let's get back into it. Okay, where's my magical girls? I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the Nendoroids in a stack as best I can, from the biggest boxes to the littlest boxes, biggest to the littlest. And from there, I'll put them to the side so I can and do what I need to with them. So I have now sorted my Nendoroids into different, I guess, subsections of magical girl stuff, and I think I'm going to start with the school outfit versions. So I'll do these, and then I'll move to the other one. Alright, I'm back from my brief break. I had dinner, and now I'm going to continue posing these figures. I'm moving kind of slowly because I got a bit of a headache, but it'll all work out. I'm going to watch my YouTube, post my figures. Okay, Sayaka is sticky, so I'm going to do a little wash. I'm going to see if any of these other Nendoroids are sticky and need a wash. But actually I think I'm going to pause this particular filming so I can wash my girls. Okay, so I discovered in posing my Nendoroids that several of them were sticky, including Magical Girl Sayaka. And once I discovered that, I was like, oh, so is Madoka, so is Homura, so is Mommy. So I put them all in the tub for a wash. And if you don't know, one thing about Nendoroids is they are made of PVC, and if PVC is cut off from air for long periods of time, they will produce a gas, and that can solidify, I guess, against them and get all sticky. And that's not good because it doesn't feel good to mess with, to play with, and to pose. That's really it, though. It doesn't really cause them damage. But anyway, one way to do it, help solve this problem, is to put these girls out, put your Nendoroids out for a while in the air so that they can circulate and breathe. And another way to do it is if you open up your Nendoroids and find they're sticky, put them in the bath. And by bath I mean I got a bowl of warm water with a little bit of Dawn dish soap, and I put them in it. And I just let them sit and soak. And this is how I've done it in the past. And I have noticed this is a problem more for older Nendoroids, especially, like in my case, I didn't get Madoka or any of these Nendoroids really anywhere near when they came out. I got them after the fact. So they were in sealed boxes for a long time before I had them, and I think that makes them more susceptible. I can't make any promises because I personally, it's been a while since I've gotten a chance to take them out with all that's been going on with me lately. But one thing that I've done before with them is just wash them, and that generally helps. And Hopefully it fixes the problem. While those couple of sticky Nendoroids are soaking, I'm going to give them some time. There are some other Nendoroids here that I think need to be soaked as well, particularly Homura, Madoka, and Mami of the casual and school outfit versions. But picking up Sayaka and Kyoko, and they seem pretty good, so I think I'll go move on to posing them. And since the rest of my Nendoroids, particularly the fancy dress ones, don't seem to be sticky at all, I think I'm gonna work on them as well. Also, hey Doha! I'll get her in the group. She's also not sticky. I think I must have taken her out more recently. Alright, I'm gonna continue watching my YouTube and continue posing. So this video has definitely been a long time in the making, and while it was very exciting for me, I've never actually displayed my Nendoroids in a display case like I did in this video. It was also very, very time consuming. I had to display all of my Nendoroids, and man, I should have counted how many there are, but there's a ton in there. So I thought I would just give you guys a little bit of voiceover to make it a little bit more interesting. And if you see me like holding the Nendoroids up to my face, that is because sometimes Nendoroids, when they're cold, they don't let anything in the pegs. So like if you try to pose them with the stand pieces, it just won't go in. So one thing I do is like I blow on them to warm them up, or just hold them in hoping that the heat of my hands will warm them up, and that often helps. Oh, I'm putting together Mommy now. I think this is after they were cleaned. And what I did to finish cleaning them was I just laid them out on a towel to kind of dry, and I also patted them dry where I thought it needed it. This video is also going to turn out pretty long, I think. As I'm editing it back, I'm realizing just how many Nendoroids I had to pose. But I definitely think it's worth it. I don't mind it being long because I really, when I review Nendoroids, and in this process too, I really like it if you're with me for, you know, as much as the journey as I can show you. I like to show you opening up the box, taking her out, investigating the pieces. I just think that's fun. And I like it when people do that in their videos, so I of course want to do it in mine. So you get to see all the nitty gritty, albeit in like 15 times, 20 times speed, but you get to see all of this posing and stuff that I'm doing here. Nendoroids aren't usually hard to pose when it's just one or two, but once you get to like 5, 10, 15, it gets to be a lot of Nendoroids, and my hands always start to feel warm. Posing all of the traditional dress Madoka Magica Nendoroids here, at least all of the ones based on the scale figure set, and oh my gosh, I really, really love them. I hadn't taken them out for so long, so I'm just really, really happy they're gonna be displayed. Now I can look at them at any time. I seriously think that my traditional dress Nendoroids are some of the prettiest Nendoroids that I own, and I'm so grateful every time I get to pose them or look at them, how beautiful they are, and that I get to have them. I'm putting all of my Nendoroid Petites away. They are some of the first figures that I ever purchased for myself, so I love them so much and they deserve a place of honor. Okay, so at this point I have now put all of my Madoka Magica figures in the top shelf, and I have a whole lot of other Nendoroids to do. It has been 2 days since I started this video. This is the third day I'm filming because boy oh boy, posing a bunch of Nendoroids all while filming takes a while, so bear with me. I'm gonna get to the trigger Nendoroids next, I think. After this point in the video, I really kind of stopped doing those little interludes, so I'm just going to tell you kind of what's going on. At this point, I'm still putting together my trigger Nendoroids. I've got a whole lot of them. If you don't know, I am a huge fan of the trigger Nendoroids. I just think they're wonderful. They're so expressive, and I think more than most other Nendoroids, they're very, very true to the character. At least a lot of the Nendoroids I have, I think they're very true to the character. And I just think it's lovely. You can tell the care and passion that went into designing them. And I don't know if it's just that they're all from the same studio and the same studio has one kind of unified style, but I also like that they kind of have the same style and they look really good together, even from vastly different shows. For all of those reasons, I decided to put all of my trigger Nendoroids on one shelf. You can see that I'm starting to pile all the Nendoroids in one corner and put them on the shelf at the same time. They look cute together, even just sitting around like that. So I'm excited to show you at the very end what that shelf looks like. So at this point, I'm moving on from my trigger Nendoroids to all of the other Nendoroids. And while the first two had pretty clear categories, like I had the Madoka Magica category and the trigger Nendoroid category, the rest of my Nendoroids don't really fit together. I mean, I have cells at work, I have 2 isekai that I really like, I have some Vocaloid, just stuff that means a lot to me. And while that might change and Yuri on Ice, of course. And while it might change as my collection grows, like I'm sure I'm going to have a bigger Yuri on Ice collection later. I mean, I already do have a pretty big one. And similarly, as I get more Nendoroid from Konosuba and from that time I got reincarnated as slime, I don't have those big collections right now, so I don't really have the groupings, as you can say, to put them together with. So instead of making those very clear collections together like Trigger and Madoka Magica, I just kind of on the third shelf put all of my feel-good anime. All the stuff that makes me happy, all the stuff that I've watched when I was really feeling down that helped me through it, and stuff that I've just loved for a long time, like Cells at Work, as you can see, those two isekai anime that I really love, Konosuba and Slime, a bunch of Yuri on Ice Nendoroids, and all my Vocaloids. So even though that shelf isn't exactly quote-unquote organized, I really, really love it. You'll see this a little bit more later, but it had me thinking this shelf is already very, very full. You can see I'm putting together Emma from The Promised Neverland now, and it got me thinking, what am I gonna do when I get more Nendoroids from a given show? Like, for example, I've got Norman on the way. I don't know if he's even gonna fit on this shelf. I might need a second display case already. And now I have fully moved on in my quest from that shelf to a new one. I'm putting together the bottom shelf of Nendoroids. Right now I'm putting together all the Star Wars Nendoroids. I didn't feel like they fit on the shelf above, so I thought they could go on the shelf below. And I thought they would also look really good with the other live action, well, I guess she's kind of live action and kind of comic book, Wonder Woman, who I'm putting together right now, as you can see. I haven't fully moved on from that middle shelf though, because now I'm taking out some Vocaloid Nendoroids. That one I just put together was my one and only Racing Miku, and now I'm doing Gakupo, which, fun fact, Gakupo was my first Nendoroid ever. So he's a little wobbly and I have to take very good care of him because he's also pretty old in general, and I have taken him apart and put him together many, many times. Hopefully though, I won't have to do that quite so much because he will be displayed and nicely protected in the new display case. And I had a little bit of trouble with this last little bow piece. I similarly had trouble when I put it together for the first time, but I think I've gotten a bit more used to it. But the video kind of cuts off here anyway, because I think I just was struggling too much and needed to do it myself. But I'm moving on to my Kirby Nendoroids here, which honestly have been some of my most popular videos that I've posted. I do not resent that at all. I absolutely love Kirby, and they are just so fun to put together. It takes a little time to figure out the stand and make sure you're posing them how you want to pose them, but once you get them right, they are so cute. And the little magnets make it so that literally any pose you want is possible. So I had some fun deciding what kind of Kirby I wanted to pose, what powers I wanted to give him, and how I wanted them to look all together. Definitely super fun. Another special favorite. I don't think the anime ever got that popular, but the merch definitely was super popular, and I'm still hanging on for hope for a season 2, but I love Umaru. I love how expressive she is, and I love her anime and how it's just about loving the people you're around and supporting them no matter what, and just friendship in one of its most purest forms. It's just a really sweet video, so I'm so glad that I have the 2 Umaru Nendoroids that I do, and I kind of hope that they'll come up with some more. We are finally almost reaching the end. This was a really long video to make. It actually took 5 hours of filming. I had over 5 hours of footage when I started filming, so this is definitely a long one, but I am pretty proud of all of that hard work that I did. Alright everyone, this is how I'm going to finish my video. I have displayed all of the Nendoroids I reviewed, save for one Nendoroid that I filmed forever ago and never posted, and another 2 scale figures that I didn't display because there's not really room. I'm going to show you a quick show of it and show you the damage to my room, and then we're going to sign out. So let's take a look at my finished display case. I'm opening the front door. There's my Madoka Magica shelf, and this one I definitely think there needs to be tears. And it's kind of hard to see all of them because of how some of them are sitting down and there's just so many Nendoroids. Here is my trigger shelf. Those are actually pretty evenly spaced. Here is just a bunch of random shows that I really like, also Vocaloid. Aww. It makes me so happy to see them all together. And then my Kirby's down here. Some comic book and Star Wars characters. Umaru, because I thought it would fit with the video games, and Sailor Moon. And now my room looks even less organized, so I'm going to have to take all of these and stack them up against this wall over here. I was thinking of getting a shelf up there, but that'll take some time, and there's all the stuff that I couldn't display, or some empty boxes. Like, that's an empty box, the Umaru. Yep. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching and for helping me, I guess, watching me put together my display case. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I do think there are some improvements that need to be made, especially on this shelf and other shelves where there's like a lot going on. I'd love to have like little tiers for them so it makes it easier, but thank you so much for watching. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please leave it down in the comments. Tell me what you thought about my display case, and thank you so much for watching. This is Aqua signing out. Bye!